We are redoing the exhaust setup on the truck because they fell off. So that muffler right there, which is the OEM one, had cracked because of the rust. I mean, this truck has been through hell. I mean, I've taken it to the river. I've spent the night at the river. I got stuck there. So I mean, water, mud, and then of course when it snows, before we got the razor, we used to ride in this and go off-roading on this. So I mean, that exhaust, and I mean the truck went through hell. So that muffler cracked. I just redid what's the replacement of that muffler, which is that cherry bomb right there. So let me show you guys where it cracked. This is the setup right now. Of course, the replacement of the muffler, the new exhaust tubing that we're using. I mean, we are making this exhaust from scraps that we have here. The exhaust mounts failed, which caused this whole assembly to crack, and then of course everything just fell out of place. Now, shout out to Siki. He gave us these exhaust tips, and they're gonna end up going underneath the bumper of the truck. So one on each side. So one right here and one right here. Right now we're getting the previous setup cut. So this is the original exhaust setup that we did. I mean, it was just, I don't know what to call it. I mean, my welds, I was learning how to weld. I mean, you can see how bad they are, but we're gonna cut them in pieces, and then from there we're gonna adjust how it's supposed to go into the truck, so that way it doesn't hit the airbag. We already took this piece out right here, which we might or not need. So the thing that we need to adjust right now is this assembly right here. We need to rotate it so that way it's away from the airbag and not near the airbag. Alright, so this is a cherry bomb with the pipe that I just welded onto. And then this is a stock pipe that goes over the differential. So it should be sitting around there, away from the airbag and away from any of the lines by the differential, to avoid any damage on there. So right now it's just being held temporarily, so that way once I got all the pieces together on here, I have an idea of how everything's going to go. From there, do some tack welding, and then after that, insert or weld some exhaust mounts and the tips. Right now me and Shasha are heading out to the O'Reilly's and AutoZone to see where we can find the actual pieces that we need. So we already got the Y and the tailpipes done, but I need some couplings and probably some more elbows, a little bit bigger in diameter. So we're cruising in Shasha's Z today. What's up, homie? I'm tired. We just came back from the store to pick up everything that I needed for the exhaust in the truck. Aaron just rolled through on his Can-Am. We need to fix one of his brake lines right here, which is cracked right here. Here's el car, llegó el car. Huh? Fixing this car and then getting the truck ready. Yeah. Yeah. Already got most of it done. It's just the back end. So Aaron just rolled through, brought the Can-Am. I need to fix his, help him do some bleeding the brakes, because he's been losing pressure. One of them ruptured, so that's how he's losing pressure. So while he's taking off the tires on the car, I'm actually gonna be working on the truck for now. Over there, fucking.
I thought you were gonna buy those lights. What are you gonna buy them for Christmas or what?
What?
Those one lights, those badass fucking lights.
So I just finished welding this piece. We put a coupling, and then from there we put the 45 elbow. So I guess you gotta clean it off with the wire brush, and then it should be good to go. What do you guys think about my welding? There we go. How long does that shit cure, bro?
So it cures in 15 minutes, or sets in 15, cures in 30 minutes. Gives this guy enough time to go do whatever he's got to do, finish up the truck, and then from there we're gonna fill up the oil reservoir, then bleed all 4 brakes, and then hopefully get on the fucking road.
Bro, there's some sketchy ass fixing right there. What the hell are you doing?
This day has turned into, I don't know what the hell. Don't look at my hair. I don't have my hat right now, but we're riding an Aaron's fucking race car, fuck, or a drift car. This car is sketchy. If you want to know what sketchy is, sketchy.
Crusty ass get off my dash.
Shut the fuck up, musty ass, slapping ass.
There he goes.
You fucked it. You give her all the beans.
One eternity later.
Fuck you up, bitch, motherfucker.
Alright, homies. This is what we were riding on. This car is sketchy than a motherfucker.
That's a whole lot of shit box, guys. Shit box like a motherfucker. Look.
Hey,
Wait, where's the wing at? Look at the dash. I got all Chapo on that bitch. Look.
That's not
Look,
Chapo, motherfucker.
Just fucking do it, fool.
That's not fucking Chapo.
Yeah, it is.
No.
first, the vlog was meant to be just the truck. Me doing the exhaust on the truck.
Yeah, we ended up working on the fucking my Can-Am.
And then we ended up working on his Can-Am.
Then we decided to go for a little cruise in the shit box. But it's
Oh,
pretty, though.
I wish I had a GoPro when I was driving on the Razor with this guy. This guy was dying.
Fuck that.
You guys are getting this. I think, Aaron. I think by far this is the vlog that has the most out of everything that we do. From
A little bit of everything.
a little bit of everything, from the truck
Dead ass, fool.
to the side by sides, and then the cars.
Hey, but look at the shit box though.
Chito,
Hey.
what's up, brother?
Bueno,
¿Cómo quedaron los mofles?
chingones, chingones. Gracias.
So ya acabé los mofles. We already finished the exhaust. We did some other things. As you can tell, we went out for a cruise and then we ended up riding the S. But that's the exhaust setup right here. And we're good to go. Little crooked on one side, but we should be able to lift it one side well done. The, what do you call them? The exhaust mounts. So here's one side. And then here's the other side. This one's just slightly crooked because once we lift the actual Y pipe and put on the exhaust mounts in place, everything should be leveled properly. It already has one on there, but I think I can do better than that. Or if not, I'll just weld this. My engine's still laying over there. I haven't been able to do anything with the Z. Money problems right now with this COVID situation. It has me fucked up. What's up, everyone? This involves the actual 350Z. I missed my Z, so what I'm gonna end up doing is find an engine here at the junkyard that I can put in while I'm building the stock block. The stock block is gonna have everything forged internals, as I was speaking on another video. So me and Shasho came here to do some stuff, just walk around. So I found these G35s. I wanted to check the condition of them because I don't want to get an engine that they brought the car in for, you know, for mechanical issues. I want to find an engine, or I want to find an engine that they brought the car in for body issues, you know, like chassis damage, stuff like that. If I do end up finding one, I'm probably gonna end up coming back tomorrow and taking that bitch home. And then I'll have a working Z and do some hood rat shit with it. Right, Shasho?
Yep, that's right.
So this is pretty much what we're looking through right now. Trying to find these G35s. We actually found an engine. It's off of a 2004 G35. The only thing that I found wrong with it, I mean, it looks like the car was
taken in because they got into a front end collision, and it's a pretty bad collision. But the engine's intact. The only thing that they took off was the intake. That's the intake manifold. That's the only thing that it has off. Other than that, I can take out the engine. It does need a rear mainsail replacement, so that's easy. That's a piece of cake for us already. Right now, from time to time I drive the truck, and sometimes I drive a Honda. Sometimes I drive a crossover, which is like a minivan to an SUV. It's a weird crossover, but it hauls ass. But like Joshua told me once, he's like, hey, you're young, what the fuck are you doing on a shitty ass car? Why are you not driving a sports car? So he's been pressuring me to get that 350Z running. Of course, the 350Z turbo build is going to end up happening, but not as I expected, or in the time frame that I expected. So in the meantime, I'm gonna put that G35 engine on that and then use the car, and then I can beat on it, not worry that I'm gonna break the original stock block.
So finally, after being delayed for about a week because I didn't have an engine stand and the store didn't have some, so I had to wait for them to restock on these. I bought an engine stand, got everything dismantled off the block. And here's a little side story on how I ended up buying an engine that needs to be rebuilt. So the day that me and Joshua went to go ahead and snoop around the junkyard to see if there was any engines for my 350Z, we did not carry any tools with us. So we finally found one, and I knew that there was one almost at the far end of the junkyard lot. And of course we didn't want to carry that weight. So once we found it, I'm like, looks good. I think this is going to be the one. There's another one, but it was completely gone. Most of the stuff was already off the heads. I needed the full assembly. Once it was on the chain lift or on the chain block, that's when I snapped. I'm like, well, let me try to rotate it by hand. So I got my breaker bar, and then my socket, tried to rotate it. That engine was completely locked up. So that was kind of a bummer, and I thought about it for a few minutes rebuilding this engine. Of course, I'm spending my time rebuilding the engine, but other than that, I'm still not spending as much as, you know, they're going right now for about $1,200 to $1,800, and that's a used engine. So this is going to be rebuilt, so it's pretty much going to be fresh. Alright, so we had to stop work here with the Z. Another delay that has happened because we don't have the tools necessary to continue on with the rebuilding the engine, or for me to go ahead and order the proper bearing sizing. So I started measuring. Let me show you guys here a bit. So I started measuring, and I noticed that everything was coming out to standard size, which is 2.4 or 2.04 inches, which equals about 51.9 millimeters. I needed the thousandths on my caliper. My caliper only measures to the tenths place, so we need something that measures up to the thousandths, because if we look at the FSM, this is for the connecting rod sizing. So we got grade 0, 1, and 2. And if you look at all the grades, everything equals to 51.9 millimeters, which equals also to 2.04 inches. Look at the shop dog. Hey, Louie. What's up, bro? So I'm not gonna send that to the shop. I actually use my other crank here. Louie, move. So you can see how much damage it got from spun bearings, and bearings were going out and stuff like that. Good night, guys.